Hello everyone, I'm Leon Thomas from Renegade Cut, speaking to you in the first person and on camera for a change. Normally it's just narration and me speaking in the third person in sort of an educational, distanced from emotion kind of way, but today is a little bit different. There's no way I can talk about what I'm about to talk about without getting a little subjective. It's the end of the year, and that means it's time to talk about my favorite movies of 2014. I thought it was a great year for movies. There's a lot of great ones. I had to narrow it down to 10 and maybe a few honorable mentions thrown in here. A couple notes before I begin. First thing is that there's a couple movies that are going to be on the list that had festival releases or foreign releases in 2013. I'm talking about wide release in my country, and that's what I mean by 2014 movies. I have to set my parameters somewhere. The other thing is that if there's a movie that you really loved or you know had a lot of buzz and it didn't show up in my list, that doesn't necessarily mean I hated it. I may have liked it, I just don't want to turn this into a top 35 or so. Or maybe I just didn't see it yet. There's hundreds of movies that came out every year, and I haven't seen them all. It's just not possible. Anyway, that's it. Let's begin.
Number 10, Maps to the Stars. David Cronenberg's latest mindbender. This is actually the first movie he's ever shot in America, but considering the subject matter, it couldn't possibly be filmed anywhere else. It's a story about Hollywood excess and the corruption of innocence with these otherworldly elements. So in a way, it's reminiscent of Mulholland Drive, but it differs in that it lampoons very specific people or types of people. There's a character that is obviously a stand-in for Justin Bieber. Another is almost certainly Lindsay Lohan. It's all wrapped up in a story about the system feeding itself, explained through incest. It's one of the filthiest movies of the year, and it's absolutely amazing. It got good but not overwhelming reviews, but I side with those who loved it. The movie stuck with me ever since I saw it. Can't get it out of my mind. Number 9, Cheap Thrills. First film from E.L. Katz, and it's a winner. A guy down on his luck meets an eccentric millionaire who pays him more and more money to do more and more degrading things. This movie came at the right time, just at the end of our recession. Right now, unemployment is down and so are gas prices, but when this movie was being made, we were still in rough shape as a country. This is the perfect movie for its time. Everyone's out of work, struggling to make ends meet, but how far would we go to right the ship? In a way, Cheap Thrills is just another morality tale, but unlike the majority of those stories, this film gives us no easy answers, and I love it for that. It's exciting, it's funny, and it's a movie that came out of nowhere and just grabbed me by the throat. Number 8, The Grand Budapest Hotel. If you've seen more than one Wes Anderson movie, you probably already uncovered his style, but that doesn't mean he keeps remaking the same ideas. To me, this is a movie that has Anderson going to his extreme. It has some of the darkest moments in his entire filmography, but also the most slapsticky. But the movie doesn't feel disjointed for it. It actually feels perfect. So this may be one of his very best. Number 7, Captain America: Winter Soldier. How is this even a superhero movie? What we've come to expect from the subgenre is completely dashed by the end of this film. It's a spy thriller with a political bent. It's not Superman catching the Statue of Liberty or anything like that. It's adult. Not rated R adult, just mature. We're seeing a still growing movie subgenre becoming more mature in this film. That's not to say that every superhero movie from now on needs to be serious. Guardians of the Galaxy was really good and it was funny. I just mean that we're seeing the superhero movie grow wings. We're seeing it become more diverse. And that's a good thing. Great action in this one. I love seeing actors actually attempt martial arts and not have the camera zip around and miss the impact. Let them fight. Number 6, Birdman. There's an energy to this movie. It's unmatched in almost everything I've seen all year. There's an energy in its flow, its movement of the camera, its transitions, and its acting. It doesn't let up. When I was watching, I thought it would be my favorite of the year, but then I had to go and think about it, and some of its ideas just kind of fell apart in my head. At the time, I thought it was a tongue-in-cheek jab at superheroes, but after thinking about it more and reading the director saying that superhero movies are cultural genocide, his words, I find that I've picked it apart too much. It no longer feels as fun in my memory. For a movie with such heart, it also feels very hostile. It's still a great movie, it's absolutely one of the year's best, but it's not the triumph I thought it was back in October when I saw it. Still amazing, though, worth seeing for sure. Number 5, Nightcrawler. Now this one I love wholeheartedly. Rarely is there a movie that from the first frame to the ending credits, I'm glued to the screen. I don't want to look away. This pulled me right into its world. It's absolutely thrilling. Even the down moments, like even when everything is slowed down and he's just sitting there talking, my heart was racing. Gyllenhaal is absolutely fantastic in this. It reminds me of Taxi Driver in some ways. Also, I love when films don't work on a system of karma. Sometimes bad people win, and we can't pretend that they don't. Number 4, Enemy. Yeah, another movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal. I said a lot about this movie in the Renegade Cut episode about it, but I will say more. It's a remarkable piece of filmmaking, visually, narratively, in terms of acting, in terms of multiple interpretations. It's a movie that messes with your head, and I adored it. I think I spent more time trying to piece together the puzzle of this movie more than any other recent release. Go check it out. Number 3, Snowpiercer. Do we try to reform the system, or do we destroy it? That's Snowpiercer. That's the movie. The economic disparity and class warfare imagery might seem obvious, but the film does go deeper than that. The leader of the so-called good guys is no angel, and the leader of the alleged bad guys may be a necessary evil. I don't want to give too much away, but Snowpiercer shines with its complexity more than its blunt politics. Also, this is Chris Evans' best performance. This is a guy who has put being the Human Torch in the dust. Number 2, Blue Ruin. I seriously considered this for my top spot for a long time. When I was watching it, I kept saying, this is just awesome, and what could be a bigger recommendation than turning me into a frothing, gibbering idiot while watching a movie? It's an incredible film that takes a simple story and uses it to tell larger messages. It's a Kickstarter film that is as good or better than the vast majority of the world's output this year. Murder, revenge, self-loathing, the whole movie is just a gut punch, and it's not one to be missed. Before I hit number 1, a few honorable mentions. The Lego Movie is easily the best animated film of the year. Absolutely brilliant. Guardians of the Galaxy would be the top superhero film any other year, but not this one. Insanely fun. And Gone Girl deals with the topics of marriage and relationship politics better than almost anything else out there. Really intense. Okay, let's hit the top spot. Number 1, Under the Skin. I gave this a lot of serious thought, and I went back and forth, but in the end, this is the movie that affected me the most, because it made me want more. Not more of the film. It ends just where it should. It's great. The pacing is perfect. I don't mean that. I mean I want more films like this one. More films that tell their story through visuals, subtly explaining everything without exposition. It feels somehow more natural. Like the ideas are appearing in our minds, making them feel that much more important. So it's not handed to us and mandated what it must mean. It's one of the most gorgeous films I've ever seen. I loved it when I saw it, but I loved it more as I thought about it over the past couple months. That's it for 2014, everyone. Check out more of my work, including videos on some of these movies at renegadecut.com, and please donate to my Patreon if you like what you've seen. Thanks for watching.